Welcome to the Maple City Minute. I'm Samantha Wilhelm, and this episode is sponsored by Premier Construction Services. Today joining me, Joyce Ditz and Debbie Ludwig, the two most influential women in my life. It is my mother and my grandma, and we're here to discuss the Hen House, Ditz Designs, let you in on a sneak peek of who these people are and what they've been doing for the last 30 years. Welcome.
Thank you.
So Joyce, I'm going to call you Grandma and Mom because it's too weird not to. Can you talk a little bit about how you started the Hen House and when was that?
Well, I started actually in the 70s, and it was never an on-purpose kind of an adventure as far as a business went. I happened to be an RN, and that's probably where my real passion lies. However, I was on the board for the Lung Association, and we needed some puppets, and there wasn't anything on the market then. I thought, okay, I like to sew. I picked up some furry fabric, and the rest is history. I started making them. We had them in our puppet play. Other lung associations wanted to buy them, and I made more and more. Debbie decided to get married. I went at a sticker shock over prices, so I made her dress and I made her flowers, and everything together, it just kind of flowed. And so I did it. It was fun. I did it in my basement, and then as life changes, the direction you flow in, and you have to go with it. My husband was downsized and lost his job, and pretty soon we're on the road with our product, and we're doing all the festivals like Gypsies. And Deb and Rob had a change in their life. They decided to come back to Norwalk and join up with us, and here we are. So we're kind of like a Christmas Carol. I'm the ghost of Christmas past, and this is the present, and this is the future.
Yeah, wow, that was very nice.
Yes.
So now people know us as Ditz Designs. We changed that name, I think, in the early 2000s. Why did we, I mean, we're technically known as the Hen House, but Ditz Designs is what we're known across the world.
Our corporate name is the Hen House still, because that's
Yes.
how we incorporated. But we would receive checks from people for hen feathers, hen house. People would stop and say, "Is this a restaurant? A hen house sounds like a breakfast spot for truckers."
They wanted eggs.
Because we were on 250, and we decided we needed to make it a little bit more special. So not everybody wants to be a Ditz. We were Ditzes.
We are.
We are. Well, so what are we known for?
Being ditzy.
Well, we make great products. So what products do you think we stand out most in the Christmas community?
The Christmas community, obviously our Father Christmas pieces, but the thing that we make the most of are footrest bears, and we make tens of thousands every year. It's crazy. They ship all over the world. We actually ship to 5 continents, even though there are only 20 people at the shop who actually are making things. We are doing footrest bears, standing bears, tree bears, and Father Christmas pieces that travel all around the world.
Yeah. So where does the inspiration come from?
Our first little bears, pardon me, had sheep. We had on 2 legs, if you remember when all that yard stuff went out.
Oh, yes.
And that's what we were doing. And that was cute. And my husband said, why don't you make this functional? It's really a cute character, a cute animal. Let's give it 4 legs, and let me build a frame for inside and make it footrest. So that was the function of the footrest. We're a very functional generation.
Yes, we are.
There's purpose to everything.
And then one of the ladies cutting for me, can I put this in now?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Worked with special needs children, and she said, oh, Joyce, I would give anything if you could make a bear that could give my kids a hug. Because the one thing these kids come to school with and need the most is somebody to hug them. So we made a big bear that was huggable, and now we hug everything, all our stuff. And the kids would, if they were having a good day, could sit in a special chair with the bear's arms around them and have a special reading time. And that still gives me goosebumps because I just think
That's great
really,
inspiration.
Really great. Yeah.
Well, how do we stay up with the trends? I mean, obviously, Christmas is usually red and green, but there are a lot of variations.
Christmas is when times are tough in the economy, people want to go back to what's comfortable for them. So more traditional pieces work best then. But every time you get that stuff where people are changing the colors of their cars and the colors in their homes, like grays are really popular right now, we'll incorporate that. So we will have a beautiful gray trim on a Father Christmas, or we may put ornament pieces that pick up the silver and gray tones, or like a silvery gray rabbit coat. So we'll do those kinds of things that pull in the current trends. but we've never really given up on the red and the green. We always pull that back together. We could put red berries in everything and it seems to sell, and cardinals. You know, we put a cardinal in every tree and it's like, oh, I have to have the one with the bird. Or people call us and we have between 30 and 40 different designs of our large Father Christmas every year. And people will say, I've got a question about the one that has the tree. He's wearing a red coat. It's like, okay.
Has a bird.
Does he have a cardinal?
Of course,
So,
he probably does.
One of the things that we try to do that we've tried to make us more special than some of the other companies, they're almost life-size Father Christmases. The beards are natural wool. They're mostly coming out of one farm in Indiana, I think.
It's
or
Illinois.
Illinois. But she
close.
puts coats on all of her sheep so they don't get in the thistles, and then we pull all of it and attach every lock by hand.
Because attention to detail is very important.
It's critical, and we have very lifelike eyes, and we also were fortunate enough to be approved to have a light called a stay lit light, and that means on the Christmas trees, if you pull out a light, they still light. If one burns out, they still light. They all have a chip in there so that they regulate the current going through. So we try to do those things to make our product similar to what it's been for the past few years, but a little bit better.
Yeah. Another important thing I know is staying local. Norwalk is very important to us, and our woodworking is done locally.
Berlin Heights, finished in Monroeville.
Yes. So I know that you were relocated, Grandma, here because of a job for Grandpa, but you continued to stay here. And then what are the reasons that helped shape Ditz Designs today? I know that
Well,
there's
when I
some...
first started, and we first started making things like some of the small Father Christmases, because that's what we started with, Norwalk furniture was a godsend. I would go out there and buy their scrap furniture, and it was a lot of fun. But they just opened their hearts out to me, and
It was a scrap fabric. We didn't have to buy their furniture.
they have no
We had
scrap
extra couch.
furniture. Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm the old one, all right, so just forgive me. All right, but anyway, yeah, they're scrap fabric, thank you.
You're welcome.
And they actually sent their sales reps over to my house when I was working in the basement. I mean, they just opened up doors like unbelievable that businesses don't always do for one another.
And we had a time where we actually would do the footrest bare and use the same fabric they had for the couch, and you could get a cover that went with
Yeah.
your footrest, or you could have an insert on the Father Christmas costume and it went with your couch, so it coordinated the whole room together.
Yep.
Now our stuff, we're doing larger quantities, so we don't do their off-fall anymore. It's got to be.
We have our own off-fall.
We have our own. Yeah, we do.
We're big enough now.
We buy 600 to 1,000 yards at a time and use it that way.
Which might be a good time to talk a little bit about now and then. Would it be?
Absolutely. So we do have seconds and products that we can't use or things that we find that we just love ourselves. And we have a little shop here. So can you tell us about Now and Then?
Now and then we are open on Wednesdays, and otherwise it's by appointment. And this gives me the opportunity, I'm not involved in the business anymore, but it gives me my satisfaction of getting my little creative juices flowing. And I can come over in here and say, Debbie will say, well, these berries are left, this fabric's left, this costume's left, and do a whole lot of one-of-a-kind things. And one of my fun one-of-a-kind things this year was to make an Ohio State room, and I shouldn't say this in Ohio, but a Michigan room and a Michigan State room. And those are strictly one-of-a-kind. They're not on our market for our big customers at all. It's just right here.
Giving back to the community. So when are you open, the Now and Then shop?
Right now, 10 to 5 on Wednesday.
And it's
Maybe
very limited, correct?
Very, very limited hours, and as we get closer to the holidays, we'll have more hours. Deb and I love having parties, so we like to have Christmas open houses and Thanksgiving open houses and
Because we're
wine
not
and
busy
cheese and
otherwise.
all that other stuff.
And so can people actually come and tour our warehouse and manufacturing site?
Sometimes.
The point is you can, by appointment. We would love for you to be able to come in and see what we do in this community. And it's an unusual business, and we like to share the joy that we do make.
And also the quality that goes into each piece. It's
People are shocked
it's amazing.
at how much handwork, how
Yep.
much of the artisans love and put themselves into what they're making. They're so proud of every product.
A nice point about Norwalk, this company, and obviously I'm part of it, I'm family, is the family values are so important, and that fits absolutely with Norwalk and who the people are here in Norwalk. And I thank you guys for teaching me, and I hope to always espouse those values too. And we know we're interconnected with so many companies here, and we see all of it. So we're just very thankful to be a part of the Norwalk community, and we just hope the best. And any last parting words that you'd like to share with our guests?
Well, I think we're going to end up bringing in another container of one-of-a-kind trees this year, Christmas trees. We did that maybe over the last 3 years.
She had to tell me this on tape because this is an unbelievable adventure.
Stay tuned to the Facebook page for the Hen House. It's Ditz Designs and the Now and Then shop, because we will post when these trees will come in and the different events we may have here. So thank you. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you, Joyce. Thank you, Debbie.
For having us.
Thank
Yes.
you, Sam.
All right,
Thank
back
you,
to you.
Chris.
You can find us online at www.ditzdesigns.com and also at the Now and Then Outlet Facebook page.